many of you are planning a trip to Hawaii this year? Do any of you enjoy eating sushi? Do you live in the Northern Americas? Well, you'd better listen closely to what I'm about to tell you. If you value your health, or even your family's health, or unborn children's health, you should avoid visiting these regions, eating food grown or raised there, and in all likelihood, we should all be moving to South America. I hate following all that with an introduction, but hello, my name is Aaron Luthi. I'm a student at Paradise Valley Community College working on my degree in physics. I also studied at the Navy Nuclear Power Training Command, Charleston, South Carolina, where I was studying to be a nuclear mechanical engineer. The Japanese nuclear disaster at Fukushima is constantly releasing dangerous chemicals into our air and water supplies. The plant there consists of 6 separate boiling water reactors originally designed by General Electric and maintained by the Tokyo Electric Power Company, TEPCO. At the time of the quake, Reactor 4 had been defueled and reactors 5 and 6 were shut down for planned maintenance. The remaining reactors shut down automatically after the earthquake, and emergency generators came online to control the cooling systems there. The tsunami resulted in the flooding of the rooms that contained these backup emergency generators. The generators ceased working, causing power loss to the pumps that actually circulate the coolant water to the reactor, causing the reactors to overheat. In the hours and days that followed, reactors 1, 2, and 3 all experienced a full meltdown. The government ordered that seawater be used in an attempt to cool the reactors. This basically had the effect of completely ruining the reactors. Japanese officials assessed the accident as a level 4 on the International Nuclear Events Scale, despite the views of some other international agencies that it should have been higher. Eventually, the level was successfully raised to 5, and then to 7, which is the maximum scale value for a nuclear level event. Air currents are blowing in nuclear radiation across the United States through our upper atmosphere. Tidal currents are also dumping debris from the deadly tsunami across the North American west coast. Just ahead of the slow ocean current is a fish that can achieve speeds of over 40 miles an hour. You usually enjoy it on your rice, but Pacific bluefin tuna was my favorite too. How damaging eating radioactive food hasn't been researched for a long enough period of time for scientists to conclude that it's bad for you. So they let you eat it even though it's radioactive. Avoiding unnecessary radiation is paramount to your health. Thank God we have an atmosphere that blocks about 90% of space radiation. If you think sunburns are bad, you haven't seen anything. You should avoid eating food from the Northern Pacific. Don't travel to areas around the Northern Pacific. Pacific bluefin tuna caught off the coast of California contains radiation from last year's Fukushima disaster. Extensive research on the preservation of animals that aren't contaminated should take precedence over our appetites. Air currents flow from Japan across the Pacific to North America. These air currents are carrying particles that are created during nuclear fission. They are highly radioactive, and there isn't really anything at this point that we can do about it. We are downstream from Japan, so we might want to get out of the way. Ocean currents are also slowly carrying radioactive coolant, seawater that was rushed in over the radioactive core in hopes of preventing a meltdown. The water was released back into the ocean and it's on its way here. Now, avoiding these areas will reduce your risk of radiation-related diseases like cancer. Radiation is extremely dangerous because we can't see, smell, hear, feel, or taste it. Avoiding foods that are radioactive will help protect your future health. Scientists claim that eating radioactive food is not harmful, but they also claim that radiation levels are safe next to X-ray machines. but the x-ray technician leaves the room every time they give you an x-ray, and they put that lead sheet over your, areas to help protect from damage. Now, an x-ray only lasts a microsecond, and we're talking about levels of radiation that are going to be around for 10 years. It's like a 10-year x-ray. The next 30 years to come will be difficult. No one can foresee the extent of the nuclear fallout and how bad it will damage our planet. Eating fish that have elevated radiation levels may cause your thyroid cancer in the next 15 years. Breathing in cesium-137 from the atmosphere can cause lung cancer and pulmonary disorders. Athletes and people who spend time outside are at higher risk because they take more breaths during their activities. It's time to find an alternative to dangerous nuclear energy. This year, Fukushima released as much cesium as 168 of the bombs dropped on Hiroshima. The nuclear fallout from the first hydrogen bomb claimed several thousand lives. Already, there have been 14,000 deaths in the United States attributed to Fukushima radiation. Imagine it's about to be 168 times worse, and no one but me is telling you.